Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I thought I would do a little Q&A. I feel like I haven't had a proper chat on my main channel in a while. For those of you that don't know, I have a vlog channel which I pretty much daily vlog on. Like, I just film my life, like things that I'm doing, things that I've bought, things that are going on, how I'm feeling with uni life and stuff. I'm a third year student if you didn't know. So yeah, very stressed and struggling a lot on my vlog channel. But I thought I'd have a sit down and maybe give some advice, answer any popular questions that are coming up in my inbox a lot and stuff. So I'm gonna do a little Q&A, I think. How do you find the motivation to do university work, and how do you keep on top of it all? So I am struggling with motivation towards the end of the year. Sorry, I just need a drink. Like, my mouth has suddenly gone really dry now that I need to talk. In terms of motivation with uni work, I am struggling too. Like, I'm not saying I've got my shit together, because this time of the year I find it so hard to be motivated when everyone else has gone home for Christmas. Like, my course is always the last one or one of the last to finish. And I see everyone's like stories on social media, like enjoying themselves at Christmas and stuff. It is very hard to stay motivated, but I just think, especially because I'm in third year, like it's only like 6 months more of my life of like hardcore working and grinding, I guess. And then I'll be free and I'll get to move on to bigger and better things. So I think just think of it as like a temporary thing. Like, if you do this work, then you can reward yourself with something small, whether that's going to like a pub with your friends at the weekend or something. Like, make sure you do little mini rewards that are going to make you sort of motivated to do so. Like, I always, if someone says, do you want to meet up on this day, I just say yes instantly, put it in my diary, and then it gives me something to work towards, so I have to get work done on time. Yeah, that's how I sort of do it. And then in terms of keeping on top of it all, I'm also not very good at this, because in third year they like to give you assignment after assignment, all overlapping, so you have to like try and prioritize which one you think you need to do more work on. Then there's deadlines. It's just a bit manic. But yeah, so I don't keep on top of it all. I just try and balance what I think I need to work on most based on like the difficulty of the assignment, and also whether it's due in earlier or later. So Molly's asked, have you been struggling with your mental health recently? So I think I've actually been quite okay, which is amazing, because this time last year was when I hit rock bottom. Like, literally, I think it's actually today. That's really quite emotional, because this point last year I didn't really want to be around anymore. I just stayed in my house. I was fearful of leaving the house. I was so anxiety ridden. I was extremely depressed, and I was just in a really horrible state of mind. And I think this year I'm just sort of more sad, not depressed, because of my workload. I haven't really been able to enjoy Christmas or the festive build up as I always do every year. I've been just like drowning in work. So I just say I'm like, my mental health is actually pretty good. Like, I'm surrounded by a wonderful group of people. I am trying to say yes to every opportunity I'm given. I'm living a way better life than I was last year, and I think that's a massive improvement. So yeah, my mental health is actually pretty good at the minute, so thank you very much for asking. So I've noticed recently, every time I watch one of your videos, you'll always have 1 or 2 likes really close to the beginning. Does this ever affect you? Like, when big YouTubers get hundreds of dislikes, I suppose if it was me I wouldn't be that bothered, but when it's only a few, do you ever feel dragged down by it? PS, you're doing amazing at the minute. Love you always. Thank you very much for that. I think that's a very interesting question. So yeah, obviously I'm a very small YouTuber, if you want to call me that. Like, I always think it's so weird when people call me a YouTuber, because I just feel like I sit and make videos in my room. I just don't feel like a YouTuber. Like, I always feel like you have to be doing it full time to be called a YouTuber. But yeah, so obviously I'm very small in the grand scheme of things. So a few dislikes does sometimes sting, like when you're first starting out. Like, I found when I first started my videos, I was like, oh my god, who is it? Who is it? And it's usually someone from school, or someone who genuinely, like, you know, as a person, and people like to watch people that they don't like. Like, I've done it before. Like, I've watched people I don't like. Everyone loves doing that shit. But I never like leave hurtful comments, or I'd never think to dislike a video unless it was something really offensive. So when people dislike my video, I always first blame myself. Like, when this is like back in the day, like, I'd blame myself and be like, everyone hates me, I've done something so wrong, what can I do to improve? Like, I'd always panic. Yeah, these days when I get a dislike or 2, it's usually within the first few minutes of the video, so I don't think of it as a bad thing. I think, like, they're a fan. If they're always jumping on my video as soon as I upload it and disliking, then you're clearly a fan of my content. And I just think, well, you're giving me you're making my YouTube channel look better by viewing my video and getting it out to people. So I try and look at it in a positive way. But yeah, it is sometimes hurtful when people comment some really nasty things that are like targeted to your appearance, to your personality when they don't know you. And even though I daily vlog, like obviously I'm a bit vulnerable in that sense because I let people see my everyday life, like what I eat, what I do, how I talk. But people still will jump on me and say that I'm doing something wrong or that I'm nasty, or will act as if they know me as a person. It's just mad because you literally see a 15-minute, 10-minute clip of my day and there is a lot that's hidden behind that. Not that I'm hiding anything, but there's like struggles that I'm going through that I don't want to like negatively impact my audience by saying. And I don't know, I just find it, yeah, negative comments can really get me down, especially when they're attacking my personality. Like I used to get really wound up at people commenting on my looks, but I've like built up a nice amount of confidence in my body and my face and like my physical appearance that I'm not affected by those comments anymore. I'm mainly affected by the ones that target my personality when people don't personally know me, if that makes sense. So yeah, dislikes, annoying, but like I don't really understand the point of a dislike button. Like I think YouTube should remove it, but I usually just think of it in a positive way, if that makes sense. How are you doing? I'm doing really well, thank you. How are all of you lot doing? Message me down below. I feel like there's a lot of pressure to be happy at this time of year, so let me know how you're doing. Could you give tips on your mistakes from first year in regards to essays, please? So I'd say research is the best way to get good marks on your essays. Like take that extra time, start the essay early, and do your research first. Like find lots of articles, Google Scholar, like your university library, if you have one online, might have lots of ebooks that you can use and reference. But I just find getting your references first is key, and that's something I didn't do in first year because I wasn't really aware of it. No one really teaches you about it. So I think get your articles and what your knowledge first, and then start writing your essay, so you sort of have an idea of what you're going to be talking about a little bit more. I used to just go straight into it and I'd find that I'd stumble a lot and it would actually hinder my progress in an essay, whereas if I collect all the information I want to use first, then I felt like it flowed a lot better and I actually wrote the essay in a quicker space of time. Why are you a hoe? The whole life chose me. What are dissertations for? I'm in first year and I have no clue. So dissertations, I'm not really sure if there's like a purpose for them. It's just like an assignment that you're set in third year or your last year of university, if you're doing like a sandwich year or whatever, basically your last year. And for most courses you have to write a dissertation or create a project that is also known as a dissertation. It's usually between 8,000 10,000 words as an undergraduate, and then it extends to like bloody 40,000 50,000 if you're doing a PhD. It literally varies. Like I can't tell you the exact thing because it's different for every course. But yeah, I don't really know the purpose of it. I think it's just to sort of use all of the different skills and knowledge that you've learned at university and pop it into one crazy project that's usually worth a lot more credits than your usual modules. Like yeah, mine's like double credits than my other modules, so rely on the dissertation to pull their mark up. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that mine goes well, but I'm currently doing mine on gender bias within the forensic industry, and mine's like a paper-based dissertation. So tips on dealing with self-confidence issues, for example, weight. So I've done body confidence videos before. I will leave them down below in case anyone wants to watch them. If you don't follow my Instagram, that's probably another place to go if you want like self-confidence and motivation in regards to your physical appearance, because I share a lot of images that a lot of people are scared to or feel quite vulnerable sharing, which I think is one of my the best things that has come out of this year for me. Like I feel sharing my body whilst I'm on holiday, after I've eaten and stuff, like to my audience, will help them realize that our bodies are incredible. Like they change constantly, they're always altering, like fluctuating in weights and stuff, and like you're literally not defined by your weight. I have been in that mindset before, and it's like I just wish I could have shook my like younger self and told myself that you don't need to fixate on your weight so much. Like especially I find this time of year everyone's all like diets in January, and I think that's so toxic. Like everyone's just having a nice time at Christmas. We are overindulging, granted, but just you don't have to go on this crazy diet or like go to the gym every single night. Like there's no pressure to look good. Like why are you doing it? Are you doing it for yourself? That's good if it is, but if it's just for what other people think, then just maybe reconsider why you're doing it. Dealing with self-confidence, I think you just have to put yourself first in all situations. Think about why you like why you're down, and maybe, I think media is very toxic for this, and I spoke about it before. Just make sure you're following the right people on social media that are going to make you feel uplifted and empowered in your body. A lot of stuff online is edited and unrealistic beauty standards, so if you wipe those out of your follows, then you'll be sorted. I know everyone asked this, but what are your plans for next year? So this is the dreaded question for a third year, I feel. But for me, I think that there are so many things going through my head right now, but I think at the minute I want to finish uni, go work at my part-time job at home whilst I'm just figuring everything out, and I'm going to apply for internships in London. I want to try and do something to do with social media marketing or PR or something like that, while social media is still this big thing, this crazy industry that's expanding. Because I think in 10 years time, social media could just be wiped out. I don't know what's going to happen, no one does. But say that happened, I'd be so gutted that I didn't do something in social media when I'm so passionate and love the industry so much. So I feel like that's what I'm going to do first, and then have my degree on the sideline, so then whenever I want to change my career path and stuff, I will go into policing, I think. But yeah, I can't say what the future holds, so for now I think I'm gonna just go home, relax, do a job that's mind-numbing whilst I'm figuring out where I want to live and what I want to do next. So yeah, I'm trying not to put the pressure on myself, otherwise I will probably crumble. Next question, how did you learn to manage your money? I really can't give help for this. Student finance fucked me over so badly this year, so yeah, I'm not managing my money. A lot of people in first year I was pretty good at it because I had like the right amount of money, like student finance wasn't messing me around. I saved up so much over summer. But yeah, I'm absolutely fucked, so I can't really help you with this one at the minute, I'm sorry. Overall thoughts on the election outcome. I'm not going to delve too much into this because I've been really upset about it over the past couple of days, and I feel like it's really honestly getting me down so much. I'm personally disappointed with the election results. That's just me, that's just my opinion. It really devastated me. Like, I was actually just genuinely upset, cried a little bit, I'm not gonna lie, and just lost a little bit of hope. And I think it's made me want to move to another country, if I'm honest, because I don't know, I just feel like I don't fit in well in England. This is such a random conversation, but yeah, I just feel like I don't really fit well in the environment and the people running the country. I don't know, I just feel like I definitely want to move away for a few years. Since that happened, yeah, it's sort of like a new thing. I think it's New Zealand or Finland, from what I've been researching, are really lovely places to live. Like, I've looked into different things, but I'm still looking. And yeah, I'm just personally disappointed with the election results. I'm not happy because I'm not a Conservative supporter. But yeah, I guess that's what the people wanted. My boyfriend is studying abroad next year. Any tips on long distance? I have long distance videos already on my channel, so I'll link them down below, but I've never personally experienced a long distance relationship abroad. Like, sometimes I think I live quite far from Aden, but in reality it's only 2 hours on the train now. Long distance is a good thing. Absolutely think it is done wonders for my relationship from my side of things. I think it's made me develop a lot more as an individual. Like, I'm so proud of the person I've become because I've been on my own. I've not relied on anyone. I can understand it's very difficult, especially if you've gone from like living together to then being in different countries, or you're starting out a relationship as long distance. I can understand that is so difficult, but yeah, I think honestly it's a good thing. Just make sure you've got plans on when you're going to see each other next, and then it should be all good. Do you feel body confident 100% of the time, or do you still feel slightly self-conscious? This is a difficult one because I feel quite sound and like grounded with my body now. Like, I love it in all different forms. Like, when I've just eaten bloated, I've learned to like understand that my body of course is going to expand and change when I've just eaten a full meal to when I wake up in the morning. I've learned that my body is so different from what it looked like when I was 13 years old, and hormones haven't come into play, and my body hasn't changed because I'm developing into a woman. I think a lot of people always compare themselves to what they look like when they're a child, and I think that is again something you just have to learn and realise that this is what your body is now, and it's an amazing thing, keeps us alive every single day. I do say this a lot. But yeah, so I think I am body confident 100% of the time. Sometimes I'll feel self-conscious. I feel like that's a slightly different thing. Maybe if I'm just wearing something that's not very me and I don't feel like that confident in it, maybe in that sense, but with my body, like, I'm confident. It might just be like what I'm wearing on my body that makes me unconfident, if you know what I mean. Right, so I've got how do you get over an ex-boyfriend. So I had loads of little stupid relationships at school. Like, I was one of them fucking girls. I was one of those girls that was like jumping from boy to boy. Like, I was just like, boys. When I went into secondary school, I was one of those. Yeah, I hate myself too. But yeah, I never really had like a proper boyfriend before Aiden, only one. And he cheated on me, but I was very young when that happened. So although a lot of people dismiss young relationships as being like, oh, they were stupid little relationships, because it was cheating, I felt like that knocked my self-confidence. So yeah, I've only had to overcome, it was more overcoming my personal battles than the relationship, because now knowing that I wasn't actually in love with that person, I never really had to get over the ex-boyfriend. It was more sorting out my own troubles. So yeah, overcoming an ex-boyfriend, I'm not going to be the best expert on it with my personal experience, but for me, I think that, again, focusing on yourself, letting yourself have that time to cry and grieve, I guess, about the situation, and then start doing things that are making you happy. Maybe find a new hobby, or put all your time and love and energy into something you enjoy. Stay motivated and focused on what you're doing. Like, find something that makes you happy and keep doing it. And yeah, I just think for me, keeping myself busy would help me get over an ex-boyfriend, rather than drowning in my sorrows, because that's what I did for too long when all that cheating stuff happened. And I feel like that's it is needed to cry, but like not to an extent. Yeah, I'd say stay busy, surround yourself with family, do lots of things with your friends, and soon enough you'll find someone else who will treat you exactly like you want to be treated, and someone that is going to fit you perfectly. Right, okay, so I think this is going to be the last one. I really need to let go of a friend that's constantly putting me down, but then I'll have zero. So, right, this is a difficult one. I've had friends before that I have slowly distanced myself from, because I feel like they're not bringing, but then they weren't uplifting me, or just made me feel shit in myself. Like, I can relate to that a lot. But I think life is too short to surround yourself with people who aren't supporting you and aren't lifting you up and praising you and being proud of you. I feel that's so sad, that if they're not being nice to you, you don't need them in your life. You will find people, you will find friends that are like-minded like you, who have the same interests as you, who are so happy when something good happens for you. Honestly, I think just break the friendship, whether that's letting them down lightly, or maybe even confronting them and saying, this is what I'm feeling, like, this is how it's coming across to me, my feelings are valid, and if you don't feel the same way, then I feel like this friendship's sort of gonna have to come to an end, because it's not making me happy, and I'm getting quite drained from it. Like, I just feel that is the sort of vibe I would go down if it was something like that was to happen to me now. Yeah, I hope it all goes well for you, but please know that if you've got your family to support you whilst you're still finding people. We're so young at the minute, so there's always time to make new friends. Like, in new jobs you make new friends, in new hobbies, things that you take up, different meetings, like traveling the world, you meet new friends all the time. So don't think you're never going to have friends again if you do end this friendship with this one person. So yeah, that's my little Q&A, my little dilemma answering session. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to hit the thumbs up if you have enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe down below if you're new, and I will see you very soon for a brand new video. Bye!